So what I'm looking at here today, guys, I've got like 3 examples, and that's about it. You guys have all done this method of factoring at some point in time. We have done this when we had leading term coefficients that weren't equal to 1. Remember how we would split out our middle term and also we'd have 4 parts we would factor via grouping doing GCFs? That's basically what we're doing here again. But what we're doing with this now is that instead of just being a quadratic form, it's going to be in polynomial form. So we're going to have higher degree polynomials. So it looks like this. Okay. I'm skipping around in the lesson here because I figured we can do this grouping stuff today because it's not that difficult. Then we'll go back to all of this again come Monday. What I'm looking at for next week is that we will finish out a good chunk of 6. This is 6.4. We'll finish this out come Monday, and I don't know if we'll need it any parts of Tuesday, but I'll give you guys some review chunk of all the things that we've done from 6.1 through 6.4. Next Wednesday, I'm going to plan on having a quiz with you guys, okay? But that's kind of what I'm looking at. I don't know if I put that on the calendar yet, but I'm going to have it all set up through today, okay? So if we want to factor the polynomial in this case, when you see one of the dead giveaways that you're going to factor via grouping is when you see 4 parts. If you see a polynomial that has 4 parts, no matter what the degree is, there's 4 pieces to it, try to throw it into a descending order and then group them. Look for GCFs. It's a nice, easy way of doing that. So if I group these here, what's the GCF of x cubed into x squared? X squared. So I take out the x squared, I'm left with an x minus 2. Now, what was the trick when you had 4 terms if the third one was negative? Remember? Yeah, do a plus minus real quick. The reason that I do that is so that way it reminds you to take the negative out. So if I take the negative out, I'm left with a minus 9, and then I go, x minus 2. Again, like we did before, are the 2 things that are written in the parentheses the same thing? Yes. Write it down. And then you're left with x squared minus 9, hey, which is, what's x squared minus 9 then? X minus 3, x plus 3, very good. And then you're done. Yep. Yep. That's it. Here we go now. Goodbye. Peace out. Peace out. Go! Polynomials out. You're going to wind up sometimes. Remember, you have a 3rd degree polynomial, which means you have up to 3 possible zeros. So it's just a matter of going through and doing that. Does anything change if there's an equal sign? No. You would solve for your zeros then. So if I have one like this, what do you have to do? You guys subtract 28 over and go from there. Again, as you do that, you'll see that you wind up 3x cubed plus 7x squared minus 12x minus 28. And I'm going to kind of cheat and do this. That's using the old noggin. Work smart, work hard. This like twice I've agreed with you today.
I don't know, maybe things are changing.
I wouldn't hope so much. Take out, what are we going to take out there? Negative 4. Hey, are the things the same in the parentheses? You know what you're doing when I say that? You're factoring a GCF again. You're doing when you do factor by grouping, you're actually doing GCFs twice. It just so happens that the term becomes a GCF. Well, the bell rings. That's how I feel. Yeah. So it gives you zeros. Let's see, we have 3x plus 7, x minus 2, x plus 2. So it gives you negative 7/3 and plus or minus. Would any of that change if you had an imaginary number? No. Nope. It just so happens that in this case, that you know that it crosses the x-axis 3 times. You can still have a third-degree polynomial that has up to 3 zeros, but it only crosses the x-axis once because you could have 2 imaginary roots, and it's perfectly, totally fine. I got one more. This is stupid easy. We just did one like this. We did do that one.
Yeah, that's all.
I don't know if I can do that one.
I'm gonna do that again. And that's what that last time.
You're down, one has a storm
So this is how old I am. When I was a
Right.
When I was a freshman in high school, they actually had smokers passes. In high school, if you were 18 years old, back in the day, and your parents signed off on it, you could have on your ID, because we all had our IDs, because it was like our lunch ticket, it was our lunch release, and all that kind of stuff. It had a pass on there, and a little check mark. It was like stamped. You could actually go out on the loading dock and have a smoke. I think that's what it was, because you're on school property. But yeah.
I just go with
Do those, please. Yeah. It's just crack. Yeah, it's homework. We'll do that Monday. Bless you. Those are just there's an extra factor by grouping problems. There's 9 of them. Come Monday, what we'll do is we'll go through the rest of the factoring of the polynomials and talk about zeros, throw the imaginaries, and all that kind of fun stuff to it as well. But I figured this was an easy thing to show you without too much of a hassle. From yesterday? Who can it be? Because you well. Yeah, I mean, that's just, it was a different, I think crazy. There were the teachers' lounge was a smoking lounge also. So when you would walk by that teacher lounge, the smell of it was awful. It's pretty much, it's like every Simpsons, early Simpsons reference of that was kind of how teachers, it was weird.